Hey, what's up? Adam Chandler here in Denver, Colorado. Welcome to part two. This is part two of a little two-part series that I'm putting together for you. Really about effective marketing strategies. This is a little bit more specifically about email marketing and follow-up and sales conversions with email marketing. However, if you watched part one of this series, then you know that a lot of these principles that I'm sharing with you here can be applied not only to your email marketing and your follow-up, but also to lots of other areas of marketing, content marketing, social media marketing, things like that. If you are on my email list, and I sent you part one last week, you can go back and take a look at that. But this is basically part two of this two-part series where I actually did this exact training for a live audience at a marketing event in Austin, Texas, just last week. Here's a picture from the event. This is another picture from the event. And I got a lot of feedback from the people in the audience that were saying it's an awesome training. So I wanted to make it available to you. So, like I said, I did part one last week. In a different blog post and video and email that I sent to you. And here's part two, where we're going to be going into the second part of this training that I did for this live audience in Austin, Texas, just last week. So let's dive right into it. So here's an important distinction that I wanted to make, that I kind of led off the presentation with in Austin, which is this: amateurs call it failing, professionals call it testing. And if you really understand this concept, it can make a huge, huge, huge difference for you in your business. Because the problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem, right? So what professional marketers do. We just fail a lot more than average marketers that maybe are not as seasoned, right? So that's something that comes with time, and comes with this knowledge and understanding, is that you're going to create campaigns that are going to fail. You're going to create ads that are going to fail. You're going to create pieces of content that are going to get ignored and nobody's going to care, right? You're going to do webinars that nobody's going to show up for, right? You're going to broadcast emails that no one's going to open, right? That's just part of the game. That's just something that comes with the territory. It's part of paying your dues, actually, in this business, right? So but the difference is that a professional will do something like that, and then they'll create an advertising campaign or an ad that won't work, and rather than making it mean something about them, they'll be like, oh well, that didn't work, back to the drawing board, right? Whereas the amateur, right, who's less seasoned, who doesn't really understand, is going to create an ad that fails, and they're going to be like, oh well, that means that I'm not good at this stuff, that these guys are so much more ahead of me and I have so far to go. And you'll make it mean a whole bunch of things about yourself. Just think about if you've done this in business before, and how detrimental it can be to your growth in this business, right? And there's just the first distinction that I wanted to make. If you really understand this, and there's an old success principle that says, double your rate of failure and you'll double your rate of success. I guarantee me and other top producers, other successful marketers, we're successful because we have failed more. We've failed more often, right? But we've learned to get up a lot faster. Whereas the newbie or the amateur might fail and then take 2 or 3 weeks off because they're so because they're so in their head about what that failure means about them. So want to get off this because this is not what this entire video is about, but really hope you understood that distinction. So now let's get right into some email subject lines, rising above the noise in your prospect's email inbox, creating effective email subject lines. So there's certain things that you want to do with your, there's basically 2 cardinal sins of the email subject line, right? Those are too lengthy and too boring, right? So you want to make your email subject lines, if you want to stand out in your prospect's email inbox and rise above the noise, because there's a lot of noise and there's a lot of competition in your prospect's email inbox, then you do it with short, punchy questions. Okay, some of the best ones that I've done: are you okay? Have you seen this? Quick favor, is this for real? Wow, you see that? Right? So what do these all have in common? They're quick, punchy, short questions, right? So really important principle right there. And then all right. Okay. Using you and your. Okay, you will get a spike in your opens, in your open rates of your emails by using you and your. So you equals big week. Basically, you're saying, and somebody at the event asked this, they were a little bit confused when I said this, you equals big week. They're like, what do you mean by that? Basically, you're just telling them, like, is this going to be a big week for you? Is this going to be a big week in your business, right? And then, are you still struggling? Are you still struggling, right? Do you know how to do this? Using you and your will help you get more people opening your emails. I don't know why my my slides don't want to change, but okay. So this one's a little okay. Curiosity works. Sorry about that. So it says curiosity works right up there. Everyone knows this already, don't they? So it's just part of how we're wired as human beings. If something, we're just designed for curiosity. So if we don't know something, or if something piques our curiosity, it's going to get us to take action, right? So everyone knows this already, don't they? That's a good one that I really like. You and I needed to talk. It's serious. I mean, that is an email subject line that's going to get open, because the brain is just they just can't help but open something like that. There's so much curiosity there. Are you tapping into this hidden gold mine, right? And then I'm sorry. The I'm sorry subject lines gets a lot of opens, but you got to be able to deliver, right? So it's like, I'm sorry. Hey, I'm really sorry to get this to you so late, right? Or like, hey, we had a webinar last night with some serious technical issues. I wanted to apologize to you for the technical issues. If you're one of the people that showed up, good news is, we've got a webinar replay, right here that you can watch right now. Things like that, right? Okay. Did you see this yet? Okay, so this is urgency. Okay, so here's another big principle: using urgency. Did you see this yet? Expires at midnight. Last chance. I love the last chance email. Urgent, about tonight. Of course, with all these subject lines, you've got to be able to deliver on the urgency. You've got to be able to say something like, "Hey, this is expiring," or this is about to sell out," or you're about to miss this webinar if you don't take action right now. Right? There's got to be some kind of reason for the urgency, or even if you really want to craft the urgency, you can do something like saying something like, "That's it. I'm done talking about this." Right? I'm moving on. Okay, you either take action now, or you risk missing out, because I'm done talking about this. I'm going to move on to another subject. Okay. Negative subject lines. Carnage works, right? People love carnage. If it bleeds, it leads. That's an old advertising saying. Negative subject lines. Bad news. Warning. Things are bad. Maybe. I hate technology. Right? Those are negative subject lines. That's another just way the human mind is wired. We can't help. We love bad news. Right? So here is the BDC email broadcast campaign. This is a 3-part email series. So this was an MLSP event, right, put on by My Lead System Pro. So I went in and I grabbed one of the MLSP Mastery Campaign. So this is a landing page, a lead capture page for one of the MLSP Mastery campaigns, right? So I wanted to use this to show this group, if I was going to be broadcasting an email series to my existing email list, to get them onto this series, right? To get them to take action, to visit this page, and to become a mastery member in their system. Here's how I would do it in my email inbox. I would do it with a 3-part email series called BDC. Stands for Blind direct content, and it would go over a period of 3 days. So day 1 is blind, right? So it's blind because you're not really telling them anything, right? This flat out works. Kind of weird, but very profitable. So those are a couple of options for the subject line. So the reason why it's blind is because you're not telling them anything. It's pure curiosity, right? So you got to see this. Bam, there it is. If you're on my list, it's fair to assume we want more leads and more sales for your business. If so, then this is the ideal next step, right? And you can actually, if you want the cheat sheet, you can actually go to meetadamchandler.com/FB cheat sheet. And that's it. That's a very simple, to the point, short, punchy email that works, right? Day number 2, it's a little bit more direct. So day 1 was blind. You're not really telling them anything. Day 2, direct, where you're actually going to give them a little bit more information about the benefit and what they actually receive when they take the action that you want them to take. So subject line number 1, Facebook advertising, free report, right? And then subject number 2, Facebook getting started cheat sheet. I might even put parentheses around cheat sheet. Facebook getting started cheat sheet. So have you ever wanted to get more leads and make more sales for your business on Facebook? Well, now's your chance. And then the link for them to click to get taken to this page, right? So it's all very congruent, right? Recently, a friend of mine created a 10-page PDF report to instantly build your brand, get leads, and make sales on Facebook, and I wanted you to have a copy. So look at this. Look, 10-page PDF report right here. 10-page PDF report to instantly build your brand, get leads, and make sales on Facebook. And then right here, recently a friend of mine created a 10-page PDF report to instantly build your brand, get leads, and make sales. See, you don't have to be a professional copywriter to do this stuff, right? You just have to make sure that what you're giving them is going to be very congruent with what they're going to get when they land on the page, which makes your job so much easier if you really understand this, that you don't have to be a professional copywriter. All you have to do is take the professionally written copy, especially if you're in a system like MLSP, take the professionally written copy that's done for you and just craft your message, craft your emails, your content, your other stuff based on that, and it makes it completely congruent, which is key, right? And then it makes it so that you can just basically copy and paste a lot of this stuff, right? You can access it right now and then the link again. But do it now while it's fresh on your mind. So there's the command, do it now while it's fresh on your mind. Talk soon, Adam. P.S. Just imagine you, there it is again, you, right? Just imagine you tapping into the millions of targeted prospects on Facebook to get daily leads, sales, and signups for your business. You don't have to imagine. Click here and get it now. So that click here would be a hyperlink as well. And then PPS, tomorrow I'm going to show you 3 ways to use Facebook to build your business like the pros starting today. So be on the lookout for it and stay tuned. So now what did we just do there? We're teasing tomorrow, right? And that's one of the cool things about writing an email sequence, like a three-part email sequence all at once, because you get to tease tomorrow. You get to that's a powerful influence trigger. If you can open a loop like that and you can say stay tuned for something I'm going to be sending you tomorrow, it's really cool, then you can actually have your prospects looking forward to what they're about to receive from you in their email inbox, right? So then what do we do the next day? Well, we got to deliver on the promise. What do we do the next day? Day 3 is content, right? So this is where you send content. The subject line, 3 ways to build your business with Facebook. Now, I just kind of created that because this is a mock campaign, right? So I would create a blog post where I would say these are the 3 ways to build your business with Facebook, right? It doesn't have to be 3 ways. It could be anything, but it has to be related to the offer, right? So related to Facebook advertising. And now what do we do in the very beginning? Hey there, first name. Yesterday I told you I'd be showing you 3 ways to build your business with Facebook. So we go right into like the PS line of yesterday. Tomorrow I'm going to show you 3 ways to da 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 da, right? Then we mention yesterday. Yesterday I told you I'd be showing you 3 ways to build your business with Facebook. So maybe they didn't even receive the email yesterday. Maybe they didn't even see it, right? But if you send them back to their email to look at it, it really positions you as a valuable authority and somebody who's really engaging with your subscribers, right? Back to that in just a minute. First, I want to share something that I'm really excited about. I just got back from a marketing event in Austin, Texas called Live the Dream. Read this message all the way down to the PS line for some of my favorite picks from the event. The event was amazing, the speakers were great, and I learned some really cool stuff about how to use the internet to create big results in my business from some of the best marketers on the planet. Now, what are we doing here? We're kind of bringing them into our world a little bit, right? Because people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. You've probably heard that before, right? So if you can let them know, bring them into your world a little bit. That's why I put you're kind of opening a loop. You're saying read this message all the way down to the PS line. So it's a command. You're opening a loop. And then when they get down to the PS line, then you have pictures of you at the event having a good time. You're showing them lifestyle. You're showing them you're showing them you. You're showing them that you're a real person. You guys, this stuff is really, really powerful for making offers to your email list. I really hope you're paying attention and getting this stuff here. So the reality is that most home business owners fail because they have no idea where to find the leads and prospects they need to build their business. So they're focused on either chasing around cynical friends and family members to try and get them to join, or cold call deadbeat leads who have no idea who they are. So that's another principle that we call twisting the knife, right? So you're kind of opening up and kind of letting them know about pain that they would experience by not taking the action that you want them to take, right? I'm here to tell you I've found a better way. Hit reply to this message if you want to see it for yourself, right? So that's more engagement. Anywho, right? Here's my new blog post where I'm going to show you 3 ways to build your business with Facebook. Enjoy and talk soon. And then P.S. If you haven't picked up your copy of the Facebook marketing cheat sheet, make sure to get your copy now. And then the link to the cheat sheet. It's a really great resource that will help you get more leads and more sales and build your business with more speed, pleasure, and ease. P.P.S. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Right? And so you see how conversational this is? If you saw part 1 of this series, you know that one of the principles that we talked about was being conversational, right? Writing like you talk. Right? So P.S. I almost forgot. It's very conversational. That's not something that would, because it's like oh yeah, I almost forgot. It's like hey, one more thing. You wouldn't normally write that unless it's like very conversational, right? Here's some of my favorite picks from the Live the Dream event, and then I would do at least 4 picks, probably 4 or 5 picks from the event, right? As a way to bring them into my world, to show them the lifestyle, It doesn't have to be an event. It could be anything. I just did this because we were at the event when I originally shared this training. It could be something like, check out this, the family picnic that I went on last week, right? Something like that, just to bring them into your world. So here's another example of lifestyle, bringing them into your world. This would be more, so that was the 3-part broadcast campaign that I would use to make that offer to my email list, right? Now, this would be part of an autoresponder, of like an automated follow-up series when somebody becomes a lead, when they first become a lead. So, greetings from Adam Chandler. I promised yesterday, so there we are mentioning yesterday again, right, that I would send you one of my 3 best and most valuable blog posts. But before I do that, I want to introduce myself and then a picture. Right? Again, lifestyle, bringing them into your world, right? That's a picture of me on vacation last year in Grand Teton National Park. A few friends and I drove from where we live in Denver, Colorado, to Jackson, Wyoming in early summer of 2014. We spent a couple days hiking in Teton, Grand Teton National Park. Then we camped in Yellowstone National Park for a few more days. It was one of the coolest trips I've ever taken, and I vacation and travel a lot. And I highly recommend putting a trip to Yellowstone on your bucket list if you haven't been there already. Now, I mean, what did we just tell them right there? We told them a whole lot of stuff, right? I told them that I live in Denver, right? That I vacation a lot, right? So there's the lifestyle aspect, right? I told them that I brought them in, told them a really cool story about a trip that I thought that was very impactful for me, that I thought was really cool, and I wanted to bring them into my world, show them my world a little bit, right? So you're telling them quite a bit in this email. And then, okay, now that we're not strangers anymore, check this out. And then you send them to the content. So content has to be a part of a good follow-up series, like an automated email follow-up series. Content, good quality content that solves a problem or answers a question for them that they have is there's really no substitute for it in a good follow-up series that gets people to take action, because it lets them into your world, it positions you as an authority, and it really does wonders for sales conversions. So then step 2, take 2 seconds and join my Facebook fan page, as this will be our primary method of communication outside of email updates, and again, you don't want to miss a thing. So here's my Facebook fan page, right? And that, if you want to go there on Facebook, you can do that to connect with me if you're watching this video. And then follow me on Twitter here. And again, you can do that as well. So this is another example of, this is like, we call it multimedia. So it's like if your prospects are just getting your email updates, they might not even see them, but if they're seeing your email updates and they're seeing you on Facebook and then they're seeing you on Twitter, it positions you as an authority. So the more you can have your email subscribers on your social media audience, the more you can have your social media audience on your email list, the better it's going to be for your sales conversions and for your authority, and it's just an all-around win-win situation. Okay, so now here's another webinar, or here's another email example. This would be a broadcast that I sent to my email to promote a webinar by a friend of mine, Cesar Rodriguez, that he did a couple weeks ago. And I think I got like 4 or 5 sales out of this just from the one email that I sent to invite them to his webinar, right? So really simple. Wanted to personally invite you to a special live training my friend Cesar Rodriguez is hosting tonight at 9 p.m. Reserve your complimentary seat right here. Here's just a taste of what you'll get on the special live training, and then the bullet points right from his webinar registration page. That's how easy it is. You just take the copy that's already there for you, and you put it into something like this, and then plus tons more. Here's the link to get registered now. You see how easy this stuff is? I mean, how easy it is to craft a message like this if you just have the page that you're sending them to. You don't have to be a professional copywriter. You just have to use the resources at your disposal. Okay? So if this was enlightening for you, eye-opening, if this had some light bulbs going off in your head, created some aha moments for you, please leave me a comment below. If you're watching this on my blog, leave me a comment on the blog post. If you're watching it on somewhere like YouTube, leave me a comment there. And then if you want to access, and now my slides got a little wonky here, but whatever. If you want to access either your customizable BDC campaign that you can use to make ongoing offers to your email subscribers. These are going to be links that are going to be below this video on the blog post. So if you want like that BDC, that blind direct content 3-part email series that's totally customizable that you can use to make ongoing offers to your email list, you can do that by accessing my BDC campaign by clicking the link below this video. Or if you don't have an email list yet, right? Some of this stuff might not even be totally relevant to you if you don't have an email list. You need to have an email list, right? You need to be building your list. You need to be building an audience that you can communicate with and that you can send marketing messages to. Otherwise, you're not going to get anywhere in this business, right? So if that's you and you don't have an email list yet, then you need to get your list leverage blueprint. This is a 20-page PDF report to discover 5 leverage strategies to generate more leads and build a big list fast. Both of those links to access either one of those trainings are going to be right below this video. So go there and access them right now. And like I said, if you got some value from this video, please leave me a comment below. This has been Adam Chandler. I hope you enjoyed the training, and we'll see you next time.